Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1967B, and today's date is September 11th, 2019, and the title of the episode is Placeholder Filled, Flynn Free Next, The World is Waking Up, Attacks Intensify. Now, before I get started, I wanted to talk about protecting yourself. With all the common threats nowadays in America, one of the best things you can invest in for your home protection is a Patriot Brother flashlight. Patriot Brother wants to expend a special 15% Patriot discount to all customers. Never waste money on batteries again. The Patriot Brother X is solar-powered, life-saving emergency strobe light. Charge your phone anywhere, anytime with the USB port. Take advantage now and give you and your family the gift of night protection. Click the link below. Let's get into the economic collapse, political, and geopolitical news. Now, we are watching everything start to come together for the Patriots. And everything the deep state, the mainstream media, the Dems have tried to do, it is falling apart. And guess what? Those deep state players, they're preparing for what is coming. How do we know this? Well, we see them projecting out there the story of what they've done, saying it's not really a big deal. Where we had Comey say, I need an apology for what everyone was saying about me. They're trying to get America behind them. And of course, the mainstream media is going to protect them. Let's take, for example, Hillary Clinton and her email scandal. Now, we know that Judicial Watch, they have been exhaustively finding more and more evidence showing that this was completely illegal and treasonous. But Hillary Clinton, she's trying to get ahead of the story right now by projecting out to the world that it's no big deal. Hillary Clinton was visiting an art exhibit in Venice, Italy this week, which displayed 60,000 pages of her emails she sent over her private server. The artist Kenneth Goldsmith printed up 60,000 pages of Hillary Clinton's emails that somehow managed to survive her bleach bit spree and call the exhibit Hillary, the Hillary Clinton emails. Now, the reason why she went out there was to show everyone, like, see, all these emails, no big deal. They're on display. But we need to remember something very important. It's not those emails that we're interested in. It's the deleted emails that they used BleachBit to delete. Those emails, those are the ones that we're interested in. And guess what? The Patriots have those emails. Remember, the NSA collects it all. They have it all. And the Patriots have them. Clinton is trying to show the world by projecting that there is nothing to her email scandal. This will not work. She believes they got rid of the evidence. The problem is that the evidence is never deleted. That's the problem. And guess what? Judicial Watch has been hard at work. And we also know, and there's been no leaks, that the Department of Justice has been investigating all of this. Remember Judicial Watch? What they've done so far? The FBI admits Hillary Clinton email found in Obama White House. Court grants significant new discovery in Clinton email case. Federal judge criticizes state and justice departments on Clinton email cover-up and allows Judicial Watch to continue with discovery when they tried to block this. Let's go back to post 1959. This was August 20th, 2018. Q gave us post 809. And this was February 22nd, 2018. Clowns revealed in China other 2010. 187, that's in brackets and bold. Sold Intel HRC open source server. This is in brackets and bold. Missing emails. CrowdStrike. Granted access. Betrayed. Only the tip. This will be made public soon. Down below this, it says trending non-mainstream media. China hacked Hillary Clinton server. False. Access was granted. You have more than you know. And we know that Judicial Watch, the investigations, they are continuing and they have the evidence. Paul Sperry tweeted out the following. Breaking, Sid Blumenthal and Cody Shearer were on a quest to find the plunder Gaddafi's gold after Hillary Clinton boasted of killing Gaddafi, and as they were exchanging Libyan intelligence with Clinton and the State Department. Yet, the FBI never investigated possible quid pro quo. Now, in her email, was this part of it? Maybe. Is this what she deleted? Maybe. We will find out very, very soon. Now, the deep state is trying to keep all their lies and fake cases intact, but they are completely falling apart because when you ask for the evidence, the documentation, you need to produce something. You need to show something. And guess what? You can't produce propaganda. That's where it falls apart. Just look at General Michael Flynn. Let's look at his case. Michael Flynn's counsel revealed in court the existence of a Justice Department memo from January 30th, 2017, exonerating Flynn of any collusion with Russia. The memo, which has still not been made available to Flynn's attorney, Sidney Powell, is part of a litany of Brady material she is demanding from prosecutors. The memo is currently under protective order, and Powell is working with prosecutors to get it disclosed. Powell will likely seek to have a case dismissed for egregious prosecutorial misconduct and withholding exculpatory material. And we heard that word exculpatory before. Q let us know about that. Judge Sullivan is obviously taking the Brady issues very seriously and clearly told the prosecutors that his Brady order stands regardless of the plea agreement or the plea. If the prosecutors here were seeking justice instead of a conviction, General Flynn would not have been prosecuted. They had been hiding evidence that he was exonerated early in 2017. And then we also found out that the Department of Justice sat on page-struck text for months in violation of the court's discovery order. The corrupt deep state Department of Justice also refused to produce several requested documents, including the original 302 document of the Flynn meeting with the FBI brass in the White House. Now, what about this 302? We've come to find out that there's a problem. And Sidney Powell told the court that she identified differences in the 302s and the notes and materials underlying the 302s taken by the FBI agents during their January 24th ambush interview with Flynn. A 302 report is used by the FBI to summarize notes taken while interviewing a subject and must be submitted within 5 days of the interview. Now, this is according to the FBI rules, and we know that Comey doesn't follow those. But here is the bombshell. The Department of Justice claim they don't have the original Flynn 302. Sidney Powell said, "They say they don't have it, but it would certainly be in the FBI's computer system. Things don't disappear like that. So that still needs to be produced." Think about what's happening here. They got caught in their propaganda lies, and they're pretending that it's lost because they know if they produce it, everything falls apart. Who goes free? Flynn. Flynn is going to be completely exonerated. And we know this. We knew this a long time ago. Let's go back to post 3330. And it says FBI 302s. This was April 27th, 2019. FISA spy pointing to an arrow, Flynn. Will newly discovered evidence, AG bar, SDNY, free Flynn. Let's fast forward to post 3388, July 9th, 2019. Q says, there is a big direct reason why Flynn's new attorney is seeking security clearance. She wants all of it because they already know they don't have it. And what they do have is going to show something completely different. And Flynn is going free. And this is going to happen very, very soon. Guess what? This placeholder is going to be filled. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, very interestingly, with the Jeffrey Epstein case, French police are appealing for victims and witnesses to come forward to aid their investigation into Epstein. Now, the police appeal, they published this on Twitter, and they provided both a phone number and an Interior Ministry email address for victims and witnesses to use. It said police specialists had been mobilized for the French investigation, which opened on August 23rd. Police are investigating the alleged rape of minors and other possible charges linked to the Epstein case. The investigation has not stopped. It's continuing. The deep state, what they've done, did not work. All of it is still happening. Now, very interestingly, Trump decided to extend the national emergency on foreign election interference. He issued a notice extending a national emergency declaration over foreign interference in U.S. elections. In a memo to Congress released by the White House, Trump wrote that foreign efforts to interfere with or undermine public confidence in U.S. elections continue to pose an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the United States. Trump extended the emergency declaration that he first issued last September. That declaration, if issued through an executive order, also called for an executive branch assessment of foreign threats to U.S. elections and imposed sanctions on individuals involved in such efforts. Now, the message issued to Congress states that there has been no evidence of foreign government changing the outcome of any U.S. elections or vote tabulations, but notes that foreign powers have historically sought to exploit America's free and open political system. Now, this is the important part. It also states that the proliferation of new technology has increased the threat of foreign interference. I wonder what that new technology is. Big tech? Foreign players? Maybe. The ability of persons located in whole or in substantial part outside the United States to interfere in or undermine public confidence in the United States election, including through the unauthorized accessing of election and campaign infrastructure or the covert distribution of propaganda and disinformation, continues to pose an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the United States. Now, that part is very interesting. We'll have to see how this all plays out, because we know that Q has been telling us that voter IDs are coming, that the 2020 elections are safe, and it seems like this was put into place on purpose. Now, let's head on down to the border. Trump tweeted out that we are seeing progress at the southern border. He tweeted the following: incredible progress being made at the southern border. And he gave a graph. The number of undocumented migrants staying in the U.S. is rapidly decreasing. And when you look at this, you can see that right now it has decreased by 92.2%. That is quite large. Now, the Federal Appeals Court has now rolled back the nationwide injunction. A federal appeals court temporarily rolled back the nationwide injunction preventing the Trump administration's asylum ban, requiring any migrants passing through the Central America to seek asylum in one of the nations they passed through before applying in the U.S. from taking effect. In response to a renewed emergency motion submitted by the Justice Department, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals issued an administrative order granting the government's request to stay the nationwide injunction put in place Monday night by the U.S. District Court Judge John Tegar of California. Tegar reasoned that a nationwide injunction was necessary because of the need to maintain uniform immigration policy. Following the ruling, the administration asylum ban will take effect everywhere outside the Ninth Circuit jurisdiction, which includes border states, Arizona and California, as well as Guam, Idaho, Hawaii, Montana, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington, until the appeals court is able to reach a decision on the merits of the case. And this has been an ongoing battle. And I do believe that the Trump administration, when all said and done, the Trump administration is going to come out as the winner of it all. And all these individuals that have been trying to stop the deep state players, the judges, the blackmail judges, they're going to lose and there'll be nothing they can do about it. And we're already starting to see this because Trump has been placing more and more judges in these federal courts. Now, as we know, Bolton was fired by Trump. Bolton was in the position, again, for optics, to keep the deep state, the mainstream media, and certain politicians busy while the patriots did their work creating a peace deal with Iran and many other countries. But very interestingly, Senator Mitt Romney, he is very disappointed, and he calls John Bolton brilliant, and he's suggesting that he should be reinstated. Now we know where Romney stands. Now, on the other hand, Rand Paul is out there, and he is celebrating the firing of John Bolton. He tweeted out the following: "I commend Donald Trump for his necessary action. The president has great instincts on foreign policy and ending our endless wars. He should be served by those who share those views." He also said that since Trump fired Bolton, the chances of war worldwide go greatly down. And again, Bolton was there on purpose. Trump uses these people for specific reasons. That's why they're put into these positions. He knew that he was going to be making some type of deal with Venezuela. He knew he was going to be making some type of deal with Iran. He needed these neocons or deep state players in these positions to keep the mainstream media, other deep state players or neocons very, very busy in what Bolton was doing. And every time Bolton tried to do something, it turned out to be the complete opposite. Trump is already blasting Bolton, saying that he's been fired after making some very big mistakes, that he did not get along with others in the administration. Bolton was trying to use the Libyan model, and this was done on purpose. Trump had him there on purpose because they knew what Bolton was all about. He was a warmonger. He wanted regime change. He's been trying for years. And this is why Trump continually came out and said there's not going to be regime change. But again, it kept the mainstream media and the deep state players very, very busy. What was happening in the background? Most likely a new deal with Iran. Now, Pompeo, he is saying that Trump could meet with Rouhani at the UN with no preconditions. Let's get together and make a deal. Now, I do believe the deal's already been made. Iran has been backing out of the old deal very slowly, giving Europe many, many chances to abide by the deal, where they actually have to pay cash to them, which Europe doesn't want to do. And I do believe when Iran came out and said, listen, drop the sanctions and we'll talk, I believe that was the first signal. Now Trump is responding saying, listen, there's no preconditions. Let's meet at the UN. Now, will they meet at the UN? We don't know. But this is part of the show, just like we saw with North Korea. And eventually, we're going to see both of these leaders come together. And the deal will be made at the right time when it has to be done. Now, like I said in the beginning, placeholders, they are starting to be filled. And I believe if 8chan was back online and Q was posting, we'd have posts letting us know that this placeholder was just filled and there's one coming up, which is Flynn. So let's go back to post 3376. Now, I just took a small portion of this post. The rest we don't need. And it says placeholder population start August 2019. And then I was looking and I'm like, let's go back to post 2489. And it says placeholder, OIG report and findings. Well, we had an OIG report come out and we did have findings. This was on Comey. It was a separate report. So we can file this in this placeholder. Did it start in August? Absolutely. When was Comey's report released? August 29th. So Q is absolutely right. And what comes next? Well, there's going to be a lot more. With Flynn, it's going to show FISA abuse. That's a placeholder. We're going to see a lot more of this. And I believe these placeholders were set up like this to drip this information out, like we've been saying, to inflict pain on the deep state, to continually hit them over and over and over until the Moab hits. And this is the mother of all bombs. And what can we expect while this is happening? Well, we need to go back to post 2772. First of all, we understand as this information comes out, the world is going to wake up to the truth. And we can expect attacks to dramatically intensify across all platforms. And I do believe the patriots, they're prepared for all of this. This is why Trump is talking about an app. This is why they're working on the emergency broadcast system. This is why they're working on a video streaming system. This is why they're working on a social media platform, because they understand once the truth starts to come out and these placeholders are filled as they continually drip this information out there, inflicting pain on the deep state will have no alternative but to attack. And they will attack hard. Remember, they are on the defensive. The patriots will be on the offensive. When you're hunting a wild animal and they're cornered, what do? They try to strike and attack from that corner. And we're going to see the deep state do this. They already have plans. The patriots have been listening to the chatter. They already know they have plans. And they already have countermeasures in place. So everything is about to heat up. And we're watching it. And it's happening. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.